Hey guys, in this video, I just want to share with you how to create a fun, edgy pixie haircut on your clients that have crazy calyx in their hairline. They have a double calyx in their crown and it's wide and flat, and they don't have a very good occipital bone. And on top of that, they have a recession in the front hairline with calyx as well. This is a client of mine that I absolutely adore, and I thought I would share with you how I create a fun textured pixie haircut on her. As always, in all of my videos, I always start by mapping out the haircut. When I'm working on short hair like this, I choose to not use clips because they're just getting in the way and they're bulky. So you saw me spray in some product. It is actually a product line that I use called 7, spelled exactly like 7. And this one is called a boost spray. And I like it because it adds nice slip to the hair, but it also has some holdability. So when I'm parting off the hair will hold into place and I can start to see how it's going to react to how I'm cutting it. So to start off, I just kind of want to clean up her hairline. She has a hairline that grows very low on her neck, and so I'm just cleaning up some of the stray hairs that go lower than where I want her hairline to be. So I just kind of use a feather razor on that one. And then I just want to remove the hair and cut it as close to the scalp as possible. I want it to be soft, and so I'm choosing to do a scissor over comb method, and the scissor that I'm choosing to use is a texturizing shear. This texturizing shear is made by shark fin shears. You can find the link to these shears in my bio, just visiting my website at onpointhairacademy.com. Hit the shop page and go to shark fin shears, and you'll be able to find those shears. Just a side note, if you get there and it is not there, it is because you've gotten this video prior than it is uploaded on my website. If that does happen, just put a comment below and I'll be sure to send you the link. Anyhow, I'm choosing to use the scissor over comb method with a texturizing shear because it leaves the hair softer and it's more forgiving. When you use a regular shear over comb method, it leaves it a lot more solid looking and not as soft looking, and definitely not as forgiving. But I wanted it to be soft. I want my client to I want to create more of a feminine neckline for her, and so I'm choosing to use a texturizing shear. You'll have to try it because it is so easy. Once I finish and establish the length of the nape that I like, I'm just going back through with my razor shear, or not my razor shear, sorry about that, my feather razor, and just I'm pushing the hair down because the hair grows up. So when you push the hair down against the way it wants to grow, it just allows you to remove more hair. And I really want it to go just really slowly just melt into the neckline. And this helps as well as the grow out period for her as her hair is growing out. It keeps the hair from becoming bulky and unattractive in the nape as it grows out. Now, I mentioned that she didn't have a strong occipital bone here, so in incidences like that, I recommend doing a disconnection here and creating graduation. That is the technique that you use when you want to build up weight in a haircut. So what I'm doing is I've sectioned off and isolated the area that I want the buildup to be, or the weight buildup to be, and I'm just using my razor and just cutting the graduation there, and using my fingers and checking in the mirror from afar and looking at it and cutting until I see a nice shape taking taking form. And just make note that this is not connecting to the nape that I just cut. It is overlapping. It is becoming disconnected. When you know your head shape, it allows you to be able to do techniques such as disconnection like this to enhance your haircuts and create more beautiful work. So you can see there from the side her profile that she's getting a nice buildup of weight. Once I've established the back area, I'm going to move, as you can see, to the front. And I want it to be soft. Remember, I was sharing that with you in the back, that I want to create a more feminine, soft look for my client. So I am using the razor. Notice that I am using diagonal sections, mirroring the hairline. And then in that first section that I took there, I just kind of scooped it up with my finger and then used my razor over the top. And then when I laid it back down, it allows it to look a lot softer, because you're literally cutting shorter to longer by doing that. And it just creates a softer edge there. Now here I'm just using my razor and just cutting that around the ear. Her hair grows right to her ear, or her hair grows right to her ear, and she likes it to be above the ear because she wears glasses and that drives her crazy. So I'm just removing that hair right over the ear and then blending it into that area in the back where we created that disconnection for the shape in the back of the head. And then once we've established the left side, then I'm moving over to here to the right side, and you kind of get a little bit better view here of what I'm doing with the razor. You can see I'm just kind of holding the hair between my finger and my thumb in those areas that are just really hard to get to, because her hairline grows right up to the ear, just by picking it up with my finger and thumb and just using my razor and just kind of penciling, using your razor like a pencil and just kind of removing that hair. Makes it a lot easier. And here again, just cleaning up there behind the ear and then blending it into that area there by the occipital bone. Now as we move up the side of the head, I want to create some roundness in her haircut. So here again, we're going to start disconnecting again. So the next sections that I take as I move up the side of the head, I'm going to bring down over that shorter hair and disconnect it and create some fullness there above the ear. Once I finish cutting around the nape area and the sides, which is the exterior of the haircut, I'm going to move into the interior. That's where all the layers and all the height and all the fun is going to be happening in the haircut. And if you notice, I took the time to isolate the area in the frontal bone there because I want the hair in the fringe area or bang area there long. So I just isolated it away from the rest of the haircut so that I know not to cut that. That's just another way to keep you disciplined in your hair cutting. Now I'm just going into the crown area. If you remember right at the beginning of this video, I shared with you a full view of her hair before I started. Her hairline has 2 calyx on either side, and some people would call this a double crown. It's a lot flatter. It's got calyx in it, and so I want to continue with that roundness, but I want to create some pop, and I want to create movement in this area. So I'm choosing to use a razor shear because there again, my client wants her hair to look edgy and piecey, And I need to create support in there. If I just cut a blunt haircut there in the crown area, it's just going to have a tendency to fall flat and not have the beautiful shape I'm trying to achieve. So by using a razor shear, if you notice, I've been kind of going and cutting right at the first bend, and then as I'm moving up, as I'm opening and closing the shears, I'm moving up that section and cutting. So you're literally cutting short hair and long hair together. So it just creates this nice support system within your haircut while cutting length off, but with really piecey, edgy vibe to it, and it gives it a lot of movement. She has that gray silver hair that's really fine and really straight, and it needs to be encouraged to move and have volume for her. And so this is just a great technique to do when you want to achieve that. And here again, by using the texturizing shear, it just creates a softness, it creates movement, it removes bulk as well as you're cutting. You see 0 lines in the haircut. Here I'm just being very careful to just cut down to that previous section that we cut earlier to create that nice occipital bone area where I built up weight. I did graduation, so I'm just layering down to that graduation area, being very careful not to cut off my graduation. And if you notice, as I'm cutting, it's a very visual, a very intuitive way of cutting. I'm just kind of moving the hair. The hair's not sopping wet, it's damp. I'm just kind of looking at it, letting it talk to me. I'm looking at it in the mirror. I'm moving her around to see how it looks from afar as I'm cutting. And then I don't move to the sides until I'm happy with how it's looking there in the back. And then once I've decided that I like it, then I'm going to go back to my razor and create a piecey effect around the face. There again, this is very visual. It's going to be unique to every stylist's eye. And then I'm just going to go in and create some more graduation here above the ear. There again, this is disconnection. Remember how short we cut that above the ear. Now I'm just lightly feathering that hair off so that it makes it want to curve under, and blending it down to where the occipital bone is. And then finishing it off with some nice finishing paste product that helps to hold and give definition and pieciness to the hair. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Hey, if you liked this video, let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button and be sure to share my video if you know somebody that would benefit from watching this. And also, hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button so that you can get notified when I have my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy haircutting!